I know now that my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon. I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
It's truly frightening.
This isn't a
Because you're home.
Oh man, I got this. Take one for me too.
You heard that
Hey.
little scream?
The
telephone
Delta.
from the-
I
from
thought
the
it was my
line.
phone.
That was left over from the last stream. I forgot to remove it. That's on me, but that's all right.
All right. I was like sitting there. I grabbed my phone.
There was cell phones in the hills I buy, so.
But they didn't work. Oh, actually, now that you mentioned that,
Actually, there was a payphone that didn't work. Remember that? Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that because you just answered a question of mine on that. What's up, everyone? It's Thursday night. Three Corners of Horror live tonight. It's just us two. The other corners got a little bit of a headache, so maybe
Beer
he'll pop in on
Brothers.
the chat. So it's a little Beer Brothers Three Corners review.
Salute, my brother. Salute.
Salute. And yeah, actually, before we get into it, I have hey Adam. Yeah,
What
you
up,
knew
son?
you knew what was going on. You knew I was late. Sorry, I was late because I had a little bit of a beer catastrophe, like
Listen,
right
man.
before we were about to go live, and I needed to clean that up.
There's a few things in life you don't fuck around with. One, it's another man's fries. And the other is spilled beer. Don't spill my beer, bro. Don't spill
No.
my beer.
I'm like, so I got some cleaning to do after we're done here. But actually, before we get into the movie, I just gotta say I've knocked out 3 new movies this week, 3 horror movies.
What you got? What you got?
I did 2 AMC ones or Shutter, Body Cam. It's their newest found footage one, which I thought was pretty interesting. I think because I didn't look it up too much, but I want to say that the people from Grave Encounters are involved in it because one of the guys from Grave Encounters plays one of the characters on here. But you should definitely check it out. It's not too long. It's an interesting take on the whole movie being shot from the police's body cams, and especially once shit starts going downhill, and you see police then try to like, oh my god, this is all on camera, how we're gonna get around this. You should definitely check it out.
Where's your stream? You said AMC, so I'm assuming it's Prime?
AMC Plus Shutter.
Oh,
It's
sweet,
one of
sweet.
theirs.
Okay.
And then I did finally see Beast of War. Beast of War.
Beast of War. What you thought, my brother? What you
I
thought?
thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I like that the shark was not heavily CGI'd. She, because as I don't remember the name of the character, but the guy had said it was a female because of her size. So I don't like it. I'm like wondering that the reason that she had all those like scrapes and everything, was it from the wreckage? But some of the scars looked old, and I'm like, damn, this is like some fucking vicious shark that she's all cut up and she's still going. But I thought it was interesting, and finding out that it was based kind of on a true story.
Yeah.
Because isn't this like this isn't the same one from that they talk about in Jaws, right? There was a whole different.
No, not the Indianapolis. No, this one's different. I believe it is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but what I dug about it too was not only was it because it's a shark film, but it's set within the war, So not only are they like trying to survive this man-eating fucking shark in the water, they got the fucking the Germans are after them. So.
Well, actually, I think at that point it was the Second World War, so they were on the side fighting with Japan.
Yeah.
Which is why I will say there was that one.
It was the
because
Asian guy. The guy
Yes.
that was on that. He got shot down. Then he slowly crept in the distance. How awesome was that?
It was,
bro?
but I will say, when again the main character, when he goes, "You've got to be kidding me."
He was
that's
Australian,
happening.
right? The main character. He was.
I think they mostly all were Australian because the movie
Yeah.
is an Australian one.
I love the main character in that film. He was.
But
awesome.
when he goes, "You've got to be kidding me!" It was like literally the same thought I had in my head. And the guy standing there
He's
with
still
his
alive.
sword,
He's still
looking,
alive.
yeah, and he's like sword out. Like this guy's like coming in like a ninja right now.
Good kills too. Like when that with the incident with the grenade. I won't say no more than that, but I laughed my ass off, dude.
And I also went and saw Undertone.
Yeah. Oh, explain. Well, I mean, without giving no plot points away, what did you think of that?
So here's what I'm gonna say to you, Rick. you have to see it in the theater.
Nah, no.
Here's
Because,
why.
hold on.
Here's
Is
why.
that a movie that involves listening and sound?
It only it somewhat does.
I can't
but
do it. I can't. Because the moment anyone is talking or being a jackass, and I've been getting that a lot. I can't. I'll be too frustrated and I would not enjoy myself. I'd rather watch at home with the headphones on in the darkness.
I mean, the headphones might work, but I will say, because you know, the catchphrase was the scariest movie you will hear.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
And it was, and it's like the without giving stuff at the end, the director does something that all of a sudden you rely on other senses, and it was immersing. That's the best way. I told Adam, if I would have known that was kind of the goal of the movie, I would have done it in RPX. Because I told you that Wolfman, the only thing that made Wolfman really cool was I saw it in RPX. So all the scenes, you know, like when they're stepping on grass, it sounds like coming from behind. It sounded like it was coming from behind. But yeah, I thought that it, you know, there definitely was a couple of slow points. You know, it's a slow burn, but what you're meant to do is just because of the sound system that you get in the theater is where you'll get like the actual what you're supposed to get. I mean, I have good surround sound at home. You said you're going to do the headphones, but see, with the headphones, you're still, because it's coming from when it happens, they use different speakers. So it's literally, you're going to be hearing, yes, you'll go 1 and 2, but it's the way it was done. It's coming from the front. It's coming from the back.
When it's about to get taken out and there's no one in the theater. And if there is somebody, it's going to be someone else like me, like a horror fiend that's going to go there for the movie, not to like have a conversation with the person next to them, or they're not taking out their phones and you see that bright light all of a sudden, or the ringtones. Bro, lately, I don't know what it is, at least over here, fucking bro, always some asshat in the fucking crowd, bro.
I mean, we've lucked out. I gotta say, we haven't had the issue. And if you're gonna do that, get the middle seat.
Yeah, get the middle seat.
Get the middle seat.
JR, hey, what up, son? How you doing, bro? Hope you're feeling better. This is into Beast of War. It's based on a true story, but they spiced it up with the shark. They did fight off the sharks, but not to that extreme. Yeah, I mean that's what I thought, because no way all that. I wasn't expecting all that to really happen, but yeah, the actual story and the time frame, the period, was historically accurate. Undertone was slow, but okay. Oh, if Adam doesn't like it, that means I'm gonna love it. I'm kidding.
I told you, Adam.
GR says, if you like body cam, Joe, watch Last Call. It's the first one done with the police cam. Hey, GR, if you're still around, I saw this found footage movie recently, a couple days ago, called Ghoul. It's a found footage film, but instead of like, you know, paranormal or demons or anything like that, it's cannibalism. So it's a little different. And I really enjoyed it. Yeah, a flaw here or there, not perfect, but for what it was, I thought it was pretty cool. I would recommend, Joe, if you're ever bored, check it out. Ghoul. It's on Amazon Prime as well. That's one flick I seen recently. I've been seeing a lot of older stuff as of late. Okay. Ghoul is awesome and based off a serial killer. Yeah, that's what the movie's about. It is a serial killer. Awesome. I did not know it was based on an actual killer. That's pretty cool. But there you go. GR confirms it. It's awesome. I recommend it. It's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I saw The Howling 4 last night. Have you ever seen The Howling 4? Like the Rebirth, I think it's called.
No, I think I've done maybe 1 and 2. I'm not even
also
sure.
on Amazon Prime, but man, I don't know if it was edited or not, but there was like no gore in that film. A decapitation in there somewhere, which was an awesome scene. But man, there's like no werewolf gore effects at all. They just killed everyone off screen in the most like ridiculous cast. But it was enjoyable, I would say. I think the atmosphere was it's in a castle. It's in a Hungarian castle, so the atmosphere and the setting is really cool. But yeah, it could have done with some gore, especially it's The Howling. Come on, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
Well, and what else? We finished off The Beauty. I was telling you about that series on FX, which combines The Substance as well as another horror movie that we love. You need to check it out. I think every once in a while, I
Too
know
many
you don't.
shows right now, dude. I'm watching
Well, no,
One
and I-
Piece and Invincible just started again. So
Oh,
it's
Invincible
like,
started?
Yeah, it's like the
Oh.
first 3 or 4 episodes are up or some
I,
shit like that.
I guess I know what I'm gonna watch. But no, but if it comes, like I said, some of the episodes are short. It was actually a pretty cool series.
Oh, okay.
It like I said, it has like it's a body horror type of series from Ryan Murphy, so you know it could be a little bit over the top. And then one more thing before we get into the movie. The Oscars were this past weekend. If anybody really pays attention, we got to give a toast to Amy Madigan and to Michael B. Jordan for winning those categories.
Horror
And it wasn't
is
just
back,
those.
baby.
It wasn't just those. You ended up having.
I liked Body Cam. Was fast paced, so not boring. See, all right. So Adam is not a fan of the slow
When
burn.
did he watch Body Cam?
I want to have Adam and GR sit
Nah.
down and watch a slow
God.
burn together.
No, well, so okay. I will. Here's the thing, because by saying it, because the preface it, he and I threw down 30 bags of mulch on Sunday, and we were we did a whole lot of work, and we went to the movies on Monday morning at 11 in the morning. So we were both still kind of a little tired, and I'm not gonna lie, the movie just started. I'm sitting there like this.
I don't
And
know
I'm
how
like-
you could. I've never fell asleep in a theater. I just can't do it. I don't
Well,
understand. how that
Well, I mean,
happens.
if you're hungover, you sometimes can't.
I
help
wouldn't
that.
go hungover. Though. I wouldn't. If I'm gonna
I
go
know,
at
but-
11 in the morning, I'm not drinking the night before.
Because of my work schedule. I have to like I have no
I feel
choice
you,
but to see
brother. I
movies
feel you, I
earlier.
feel you.
But
Yo,
yeah, I
look-
was like, because they're saying it's sound, and I'm like, oh, she's taking care of her mother. So
Oh
this
wait, it's a
must
sick
be-
person involved.
Um,
Oh please
just-
no, please
well,
no.
just
No.
just stop. So I thought that it was the breathing, this like a mild snoring breathing of the mom, and it was Adam.
Oh Jesus
And I'm like,
Christ. All right,
damn,
Adam, give
the
me your
movie
horror
just
card. Bro. Give me your
started.
horror card.
It just, but there was at one point after we left, I'm like, hey, the scene when they're showing the she's looking at the picture of the Virgin Mary.
Shit,
Did the
yeah.
Virgin Mary wink? And he goes, no. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. I started getting a little sleepy, and I don't know if this happens to you when you get sleepy and like your
You
vision
see
gets.
things that are not there
Dude,
because your
I'm
mind
like-
is
I was
you're in
like-
between. You're in between.
Yes, I'm like, fucking Virgin Mary just winked at her, like that's freaky. And I was like, no.
You
that
know
didn't
what's the
happen.
worst? This is the worst. I'll say this, and I got one more thing to say before we move on to the big picture here. I hate it when, like, let's say it's late. You're watching a movie at home, right? And then this happens to me a lot. You know, I'm watching a movie, and I legit is getting like towards the climax of the film, and it feels like I just shut my eyes and open them. And when I open them, the movie's still playing, but I'm watching it. I'm like, who the fuck are these characters? Wait, what's going on? And it could be 10, 15 minutes sometimes. I'm like, what movies? What is this? And I check, it's a completely different movie. I was asleep for like 40 minutes. It went to the next movie, like, whoa, oh my God. I fucking hate when it happens. Because now I got to go back, watch the other movie from the beginning. I can't start it from where I left off. I got to start it over and watch it. But then I get so interested in what I woke up to. Then I end up seeing that movie a little after. And it ain't always the best. But one last thing I will say, Joe. For the first time, and I already had told you this, I saw The Exorcist 3. From beginning to end, you're muted. For the first time. You've been muted for a while. I thought you knew that, but
No.
So I saw The Exorcist 3, because that's a film that because The Exorcist 1 was so classic, and I heard the part 2
Sucks.
was terrible. So I was never interested in anything Exorcist after that. But I know me and you worked on your Exorcist episode. I think it was for the psychologist is in. So I was like, you know what? I'm putting it together. You know what? This looks good. And the way you spoke about it, I'm gonna give it a chance. So it was on streaming. I popped it in because I was looking for a flick to watch. Fucking movie's great. But why the fuck was what's George Scott? What's his name? The actor. The Scott. George. Is it
George C. Scott?
George C. Scott. The guy from Firestarter, the Indian guy. Why was he so angry? He yelled at everybody. I loved it.
I
He
mean,
was,
he was a New Yorker, man. Like at
yo,
that
bro.
time,
I don't care if
New
you were
Yorkers were.
old, if you were a woman, if you were young, if you were a man. He yelled at everybody. I love that character so much, bro. But
But
great film, great film. The performances are awesome. I don't, in case if anyone hasn't seen it yet, I'm not gonna get into the specifics. But I was so surprised they brought back a particular character and nobody like, maybe they did at the time, but no one cried foul over that. But anyway, I thought it was really cool. I really did enjoy it. I found it really fascinating. And I had, again, one of the greatest jump scares in cinema history is in this movie. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But with that being said, let's set up this comment real quick and then we'll start the show. Adam says, that's the worst when you wake up and it's a different movie, but then you get sucked into it. Nah, not me, man. I don't get sucked into it because sometimes I do, but I stop it because I don't want to. I want to watch it from the beginning, but bro, it's weird. Cause I forgot what the fuck movie I put on Dead and Buried. It's an older film. I seen it before, but I put on Dead and Buried, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up and they were giving a completely different movie. I saw it for like 15 minutes. I'm like, I don't remember watching any of this. When did this happen? Who are these characters? I checked. Mind you, I'm still like in between awake and asleep. Oh man, but that sucks. But all right, Joe, take it away.
Right.
Take it away.
So yes, sorry, because we hadn't caught up in a little while, and like I said, new movies have been out, and we wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
to you guys check it out. But all right, so back in 2005, after the success of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Amityville Horror,
2006, this came out. You saying as soon as filmed?
yeah, no, well,
That's what you're saying, right?
I'm getting ready to say something.
You
Wes
know me, man. I'm
Craven,
sorry. I'm a
stop
perfectionist.
interrupting. Wes Craven decided I wanted to remake The Hills Have Eyes. He decided to look for a director to do this. And someone knew Alexandre Aja, and they said, check out this movie. And so he watched High Tension.
Oh.
And him and his producers
yes,
then
I forgot
said,
he did High Tension.
him and his producers then said, we want to meet with Alexandre. And with that, he went to direct the 2006 remake of The Hills Have Eyes. It was co-written, I'm sorry, I had the head in my mind, by Gregory Levasseur, who had worked with him on High Tension. And
Razor Blade Romance, right?
Razor Blade Romance. And what Wes liked was the way that Alexander had told that story, the tension he had built on there. And he said, you know what? This is the guy that I want. And here we get, remakes are really hard to do, especially if you're going to do a hardcore classic, and you got one of the, I think, because The Hills Have Eyes was after The Last House on the Left. So I would say his second, exploitation film, cult classic that everybody loves. Can somebody pull this off? And I got to say, Alexandre, he definitely fucking pulled this off. This was one of the better remakes of the classic ones.
Classic ones.
Well, and the thing is, I think I saw this movie before I actually saw High Tension. So when I saw High Tension, and then so when I saw, I didn't see like High Tension. I didn't see it when it first came out.
Oh, I saw, bro.
No, it was a couple years later.
That's cool.
And now,
that's cool.
Yeah, and so that hearing that story, I was like, oh, dude, I can now see why Wes went with him. And it's got a great cast. At this point, people we've seen in other movies. They've gone and done other series, but it's like start for some. But I obviously we just go ahead and just discuss everything on the movie. So I'll go to you first since I babbled on for a little bit there, and I'm kind of thirsty.
No, I'll start from the beginning. But I would say, I seen High Tension prior to this, and then this was during the era when I was collecting Fangoria magazine, Rue Morgue, Horror Hound, like all the top horror publications, and so I knew this movie was coming out, and I was already aware of Aja because of High Tension. And when I found out he was doing this remake, I was like, "Oh my god, they're getting that guy for this!" And this was labeled as a mainstream film too. This remake, so they took a guy that made this extremely graphic fucking film to do this. I'm like, oh, hopefully they don't water him down. But no, this movie this is how you do a remake. because they kept the important elements that made that movie what it was, minus a couple flaws which I'll get into. But not only that, but they took like the family, because in the original Hills Have Eyes, and mind you, that's one of the movies I always say, The Hills Have Eyes, and like a couple other movies, The Exorcist being another. Legit scared as a kid. I was always scared because it felt real, visceral, raw. It felt like it could happen to you. Because they were real people. They weren't like. I mean, Michael Berryman as Pluto was amazing, but he was a real person with a condition, so he looked like that. And they just made everyone have grungy teeth and shit and fucked up scars and whatever. But they were people. I really did enjoy how they gave them a backstory in the remake and made them mutants that were created via radiation, obviously because of the nuclear testing in the area. I love that twist on it. And of course they got Howard Berger and Greg Nicotero to do the makeup, so the makeups are freaking amazing, with the exception of another character, which I'll get into that a little later. But straight up, right off the rip, the beginning, I love how it dives into the meat of the story, where you got a bunch of guys in hazmat suits testing like fish from this area because they know it's a nuclear test site. There's radiation because of what happened years ago. So Pluto in this movie, I think Michael Bailey Smith was the actor. A hulking monster of a man, bro. Fucked up face. Oh, one eye is constantly pussing, but you don't get to see him fully. And I really did enjoy that. I like that they didn't give us their visuals right away, but you saw his imposing figure and what he's capable of. The way he just wrecked those 4 guys, bro, with the I don't know, the axe or axe pick. Yes. He wrecked them and he dragged them away to where they live, and of course we know they eat people. That's what they do. I really enjoyed the start of this film, and then it takes us to the gas station attendant. Now, in the original film, the gas station attendant was, they told you pretty much that he's the father of Jupiter.
Yeah.
And this movie, I'm not sure if they verbally told us, but they gave us, when Big Bob saw the wall of newspapers of all the mutants and the radiation, all the birth defects, but we never got any indication that was a relation to this gas station attendant. They never really said it, but why would he have all this shit? We don't know what their connection was. That's one of my nitpicks.
I have speculation on that.
Cool. All right. So I'll leave it here for you, but I really enjoy how they set it up, because that this character has some kind of connection to the mutant family, because it looks like they pay him with all types of shit that they steal off the dead corpses for him to send more people to where they live. Send them on the wrong path so they could have some fresh meat
the shortcut.
And shit. Yeah. So I liked how they established that, and then we get the family roll in, and immediately they establish the family as, the Big Bob, the mother, then we got, the 2 siblings, then you got the older daughter, the older sister, her husband, they got a baby. I love the way they established all that and all the characters here. So with that being said, up until this point, and tell us the connection, how you put that together, because I really did enjoy how they set everything up here, and it leads directly into the aftermath, because if we don't care about the characters, this movie does not work. And the characters like Big Bob, for example, abrasive as a motherfucker, but he was a real person. He felt real. We know people like him. We know people like his wife. We know people like his kids, people that we could relate and connect to, whether we like them or not, but they're just on a standard American family. So go ahead, Joe.
All right. So with the gas station attendant, with the original one, as you said, he was the father. Mm-hmm. I think it was just because, again, it's what I'm going. Some agreement was made years ago between them. he probably the family, the mutants started expanding out further from where they're at and find him, get him for help. He's got a fucking gas station in the middle of the desert. How much money do you think he's making a day?
He ain't making shit out.
So they say, we'll give you the possessions because we can't go into town and sell this shit. We can't do anything with this stuff. Do you see what we look like? So we'll give this to you, but you need to direct people our way. And when they dropped off the stuff to him on, and he said to him, I'm done.
I'm done after this.
I'm
There's
done.
No more.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
I'm
do
done.
this
No
anymore.
more.
And when the family showed up and Lynn went in to go get the dog and she saw everything, I think he made the decision at that point of, oh, fuck. Now she saw this shit. They're going to leave. They're going to call the police. And he then says, hey, I know a shortcut.
You're correct.
I think at this point, he was just trying to cover his, I think he was done because, even we'll touch upon it as we keep talking about it, but he ends up committing suicide for his decision. Because I think he felt bad that he just sent that whole entire family. He was done. It's been something that's been wearing him down for years. He's probably lived a very lonely life, because probably Ruby, because I think he said, are you out there?
He name dropped Ruby and Jupiter, so he knows them by name.
He knows them. So probably some of the younger ones were probably coming around, maybe the first couple of years and hanging out with him. But then it's just it started taking its toll on him, and he was saying he was done. And unfortunately, Lynn walking in there, seeing everything, is what sealed the fate for him. Then changing his mind, and then he kills himself, out of the guilt. But the beginning. Like because Adam probably had seen this one other time, and as great as this movie is, even the original ones, there are some movies that are not on my replay list. It's not something that I'm gonna put on because I'm gonna enjoy watching this film. This is not one of them. I don't put on
me.
I don't see. I do. The thing is, I do enjoy it, but it's not something that if I say I feel like watching a horror movie, I'm going to watch The Hills Have Eyes. I have other go-tos that aren't, because the movie, it's visceral. Yeah. You and I did a double feature. I think it was our first double feature for The Hills, when you did your Hills Have Eyes episode.
Yeah.
So, but the beginning, yes, to see Pluto and when he's fucking throwing him around, and I'm like, I'm seeing this in a bit. Totally forgot the movie starts this way. And then Adam goes, yep, I remember this one now. There's a reason I didn't want to see it again. And I'm like, I know, but it's like, we're going to do it tonight.
Some scenes are tough for people who are not accustomed to watching the shit we watch. I can see that. Even for people like us, as you said yourself, it makes you uncomfortable, and that's what it's supposed to do. I get uncomfortable too, but it's just like, for example, a movie like Martyrs, I can't watch over. I just cannot do it. I refuse to, because to me that's just cruel for the sake of being cruel.
Torture
but
porn.
A movie like this, they're actually telling you a story, and I appreciate that a film like this has the balls to make you care for these characters and then do what they do to them. But at the end of at the end of the film though, there's a comeuppance. So at least there is it's a good payoff at the end.
Before I keep going, let's hit up the comments so that we don't get behind on saying hello to people.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh.
Yo, finally, another older movie that I remember.
Finally.
Well, which one? There's two of these, but I'm pretty sure you saw this one. I don't think you saw the original. I enjoyed this movie. A little creepy and definitely makes me never want to have car issues in the country towns like that. That's a desert, bro.
That's a desert. That's not a country town. That's a desert.
I'd rather be in a country town with the Hicks than to be with those fucking Neanderthals, man. I never heard him say that or picked up on that. First time Joe forced me to watch this. I told him I would never watch this movie again. It's a Last House on the Left, Centipede, Hostel type movie for me. but I was forced again today. It's
You
a
were
little-
not forced.
I
We
will
have
say this.
other
I will say this,
TVs
though.
in the house that you
I
can
think
watch something else.
the last house on the left and Centipede and those movies are. Hostle's a little goofy, but the other movies are. I can understand that, but I think there's enough meat in this movie to not put it in that same
And the
like.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
I agree.
those are like really pervasive and stuff. This movie, I don't find it that way. I just see it as a brutally honest take on what would happen if a family breaks down in the middle of a desert with mutant cannibals. You know?
Well, it's funny because
Um,
when I had him see he hadn't seen the last house of the left in a bit, and it gets to the rape scene, and he's like, I can't believe you're watching
Yeah,
this.
see, yeah, I
So
can't- yeah,
he
I
got up
can't-
and
that I
left.
could-
I finished watching it.
Again, that movie feels real.
Yes.
This it's a mutant doing it. It's to me it's fantasy. It's not when I say fantasy, I don't mean like a fantasy like a euphoric
sci-fi.
fantasy.
It's
but
sci-fi.
it's taking it to this other world where these things exist and these people like this can exist. They
can. What
over exaggerate with the makeup, but radiation poisoning and it can create defects that can make. I mean, there's people. I hate to say this, but that look worse than what these people look.
Yeah. Well,
that
and so
exist in the real world.
with,
you know?
with
Oh,
Centipede.
I'm sorry.
Well, and with Centipede, when it got to the scene where the
That's
agent,
different. Yeah, I don't. I
He goes,
cannot
then
watch
all of a
that.
sudden he
That's-
stands.
no.
That's when he stands up. He goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, see,
And
that
he
I
just
agree with.
laughed. I mean,
See,
hey,
I don't think it's fair to put the Hills Have Eyes, either of them, against the Human Centipede. They're different.
yeah,
to me.
no.
Adam
the-
chimes in with, and I definitely liked it more. The son-in-law and the son-in-law and bro sis kicked ass. I'd been dead right in the beginning. All right, so this is what I would say for that. So to continue on, I do really love these characters. I love Doug. Doug is I love Doug in the original, and I love Doug here. And this movie blew my mind because after I watched it, and I go back home and oh my god, this movie was so much great. I looked through the who's doing what. When I found out Doug was fucking Pyro, I lost my shit at the time.
Yeah.
Because Pyro to me was a young punk, but these films weren't that far apart, you know what I mean?
No.
So here he's like an adult, he's got a child, he's got a wife, he's serious, he's mature. And I was like, I couldn't believe Aaron Stanford. Great. I love him as an actor. He was in the Fear the Walking Dead. And Fear the Walking Dead, I know you didn't
And
watch
12
it, but
Monkeys.
he played a character that he brewed his own beer and he had the perfect recipe, but he wouldn't tell nobody. But when he was on his deathbed, he finally, I think he told somebody. Like, oh, anyway, I really dug his character a lot because he was the type of dude like me. He worked in telecommunications. I did that for over 8 years. So when I relate to this I did the same work he did. So I really enjoyed that. And I fucking Big Bob. He's like, oh, he's telling his son, he's like, oh, he's a Democrat, boy. He don't believe in guns. I'm like, yeah, I love Doug even more now. But I love how he was a meek character. They didn't want to get dirty, that type of person. But he just went all out and just wrecked a couple of mutants and a few of them, actually. So I love the dynamic of the family in this. And then once the shit hit the fan, I love how they took out the two
Big
parents,
Bob.
right?
Yeah.
Big Bob, Ethel, and then Lily, right? Is it Lily?
Lynn.
They took out Lynn. 3 major characters off the bat, and fucking Beauty, a fucking dog. So
I knew that. I was like, because I knew I probably
Yeah,
upset
yeah,
you when
I
you
know.
first saw it, but when I was watching it and I saw it again, I'm like, ooh.
when
This part right.
when I first saw this movie, though, I didn't have like my compassion for animals that I do now. I was a lot younger, so it didn't bother me then. But here it did. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. So I had to oh. But anyway, I knew that Beast would avenge his woman at the end, so I was okay with that. And so, but they took out people right away. Boom, 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 and it felt real. And they shot, they shot Lynn in the fucking head. They shot Ethel, boom, and then Big Bob, they kept that kill exactly as the original. So talk to me how you feel about the way the mutants actually ransacked and made their way into the actual trailer and started taking people out. Because that shit was fucking crazy when I first saw it.
Well, and so because there was somebody I was looking, there was a description that was used for what happened to Big Bob that I had loved, and I didn't. All right, I'm gonna scroll as I keep talking. Because when I first saw this movie, there was another movie I'd already seen. So seeing Lynn get shot in the head, who's Allison in Hocus Pocus, was really rough.
Which Hocus Pocus? Which one?
The original one.
Wait, there is only one.
Yes.
Wait, she was in it?
Yes, she was the townsgirl that took Max and his sister to the museum.
Yeah. I would not.
Oh, so when I see her here and she's an adult, it's the baby, I'm like, oh, it's from Hocus Pocus, because some of the characters.
Did you recognize her, or did you know her by the name of the actress? Because how would you recognize her as an adult when you last saw her as a child or a teenager?
She was a teenager. I mean, she didn't. She doesn't look that different.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't know that. Good shout. Good shout.
She didn't look that different. But because remember when we did your Hills Have Eyes episode, it was with D. Wallace Stone, E.T.'s mom. With what happened to her. So in here, Aja went again and picked somebody that, at least for me, the last one, E.T.'s mom, and I said, damn, I did it again. Remember Elliot's
E.T.'s mom. I know what you meant. I didn't want to correct you again.
I know. And when I did the episode, I kept saying E.T.'s mom, Elliot's mom. And again, in this one, you had, the girl from Hocus Pocus here, she's a mom. And then she gets shot. Kathleen
the whole
Quinlan.
cast is great, yeah.
Yeah, Kathleen Quinlan. She's in Event Horizon, but
Ethel?
yes.
Yeah.
But she's been, she's done a whole lot of stuff as well.
So likable in this movie too.
Emil DeRaven. She's from Lost.
Yeah.
But
mind you, this came out right around the same time as Lost.
But then rewatching it, you now are rewatching because I watched the Once Upon a Time
series. What a cutie she was too. God. She still is, but I mean like during this time, she was like one of those actresses where like up and coming hotness. Like
she's done a couple of them. I want to say there was another horror movie that she had done, but she went on to play Belle. So now, when I first saw it, it was, my young girl from Hocus Pocus gets her head blown off, and now I'm watching a younger Emil who went on to play Belle on Once Upon a Time, get raped. I'm like, dude, this movie just when I first saw it, I was like, this is fucked up. And now rewatching it again and seeing poor Belle, and I remembered it all, but because it's characters that these people either played or went to play on. But I damn it, and I forgot the word. There's a specific word used for how damn it.
Well, why you think
how they kill Big Bob? Immolating.
Yeah, immolation. Yeah, immolation. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Big Bob, how did you feel about Televine playing him though?
It's funny because it's a little. I liked him, but then I'm like, I don't know. He was probably out of anybody cast wise. I don't know. There was he might have been maybe not my as playing the dad. I think you can have a character be gruff and rough and still be likable. He wasn't likable,
but he's not supposed to be. He's real.
He is real, but hold on. But there are still people that are real. And are like when they die, you're like, well, just because they're real, you don't want them to die.
You know what it is?
You don't want to see them get burned.
I know what you mean. You're right.
But there was something about him that when it happened,
he felt authentic to me. That's what it was.
I know.
They didn't go out their way to make him sympathetic because, all right, he's gonna die. So let's make sure the audience feel. No, they kept him as he was, just an abrasive dad, right?
But you don't want to see a dad get killed.
No, not at all. I
is
felt
what I'm
bad.
saying. So,
I was like, oh, Big Bob.
Dude, the way he died, I felt bad.
Brutal.
And the way that they kept just showing,
he paid for the water too. Come on, little things like that. I swear to you, when I first saw it, and he grabbed the water, I'm like, he's gonna steal the water, but then he's like, here, I'm buying some water. Oh, all right, there you go.
Where's
See,
he gonna
little
leave?
things
Well,
like
no,
that.
he doesn't want to. You know,
Goes a long way to show someone's character. I like stuff like that.
but his death, like the way that
Mm.
they kept going back to it, that how eventually the eye went white, you know, from basically from the heat and the
The
how
smoke- the
it
smoke
was
is- yeah.
not short. It was actually, yes, it was short, but if you look at it as how much he suffered, as Doug is trying to put it out with a fire extinguisher, and you know the skin is
I
blistering.
would never
Dude,
want to go out like that, bro.
I think out of any, he had the worst death, and
Once-
you know, of your mate people, he had the worst death.
Absolutely, not even close. Hey, Mrs. Tara
Hey.
Wilson, what's up? Hey everyone, what's going on, Mrs. Tara? Pretty sure I didn't get through this movie because it just wasn't for me. Oh, okay, she's with Adam on this one. I mean, I'm not.
Again,
Listen, I understand, and a movie like this it's a tough watch because of what happens to these people. I get that, and that just shows you the fact that a movie that's a remake of an older 70s film in 2006, it kept it visceral. If this movie
Oh,
was remade now, it would soften it up. P Rock says, how many sequels came out after this one? No, this is it. This remake
No.
is it.
No.
The original one had one sequel, right, Joe?
no, this one had a sequel.
Oh
Also.
no, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't like that.
And
one.
the well,
didn't like it.
I
I
did.
don't
Well,
like
here's the thing. I kind of did, and
Really?
where,
Oh, I was
well,
not. I saw it one and done, bro.
well, the gore was pretty cool, but
Yeah,
what
but
they
I didn't care
tried
about the characters. That's the problem. This movie, I'm sorry, and this one, the characters, I was so invested in them. So when they got like fucked up, I felt it. And the other movie, I didn't care about anybody. So kill them all. I don't care.
well, and on that one, it was also it was focusing more on the mutants, and then the fact that, which is why, like in that one, they raped the women so that the women could give birth to their kids.
Yeah, but again,
So,
see, but
yeah,
that's
I mean-
silly to me. Like, come on.
I mean,
bro.
well,
Ah.
it's a
At least in this one, there were mutants that lived it. To them, this is their life. To them, they're not doing anything wrong. They're like animals, you know? They're not looking to like, all right, let me impregnate. No, they just want. That's just who they are. And that other
No, I
movie,
know.
they're just trying to like shock you. All right, let's just have them impregnate everyone. Nah. But you know what? If you ever want to cover this movie in a different form, I will watch it again for a
we
second
may
time,
because
but-
here's the thing.
But
For
to answer his question first,
Oh.
yes, the remake has two films, this and a sequel, which the sequel has nothing to do with this one. As far as character-wise, it goes in a
it's
different
it's a
direction.
continuation from it, but without these characters.
Yeah, exactly. And the original film, though, this is what I was getting at. There was a second Hills Have Eyes too.
Yep. I thought it was
But-
a third.
Was maybe, but I didn't watch any of those films. So.
I did see that. Well, that's what I saw. Like,
Well, I
on-
mean, come on, I
with the
saw Michael
OG, I
Berryman
saw-
was back for this. I was like, why is he? Pluto's dead. What are you doing? Nah, no, you don't do that.
Oh yeah, they did bring him back, but well, and what I was gonna say is we probably we might do it only because
And it wasn't even
Um,
Wes Craven.
next year is the anniversary of the original Hills Have Eyes. So I was because I think things
What the
way
fuck
ahead of
is
a time.
this? Jesus Christ! I
What?
just went in my pocket. I just found a plethora of fucking Q-tips. What the fuck is this, bro? What the? Yo, I must have been.
High or something like that.
Nice as
Um,
fuck. I don't remember that.
But
shit.
so
Anyway.
so next year is
What
the
the-
anniversary of the Hills Have Eyes, because it was released in
Yeah,
1977.
it was a year. Oh, you mean the original?
And the original
The
one,
second one.
and it'll be the 20th anniversary of the sequel for this one. So in my brain, I was thinking, well, we can cover both anniversaries in one episode,
Let's do horror fiend
Like-
double feature.
double feature, and do the the original
Listen,
Hills Have
I would
Eyes
do
and
it
the remake.
For one reason, I don't want to see the remake. Though not, all right, it's not a remake, a sequel to this remake. But I will to do that. But I really would do it just so I can see the 70s sequel for the first time. I've never seen it. I refuse.
Well, no,
to, but
the,
I will
the
see it
original,
again.
the original is
The
was released.
original.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the anniversary for
77.
the
Yeah, yeah,
original.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, but that's for next year.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, getting back to the movie.
So continue because continue on with the characters. Good.
But so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the movie itself, the runtime is an hour and 47 minutes. if you've seen some of our episodes, especially Ricky and I, we bitch about run times.
What's the wait?
Dude,
Run that
An
again.
hour and 47 minutes. But the thing is,
That's fine. I could
it's
deal
a
with
it's
that.
a
But yeah,
in this one they made you care for the family. They made you, feel the dynamics of the family. And, when they get attacked and then it's time for them to fight back, it was great to see that, unlike especially during this time, that some of the movies, people weren't fighting back in horror. They were just like, like, okay, you're gonna kill me. Like in this one, yes, it took for, like you said, because at this point, you had, a Kathleen Quinlan, Ted Levine, and Vanessa Shaw were probably had done more movies, and they were all taken out, as you said. So now you got your younger cast is now carrying the movie.
Good shout. You're right.
So Dan Bird is the name of the and he's done, all of them have gone on.
What's his character name? That's the only one I can't remember. Forget it. If you gotta check it, don't look.
Shit, normally you have this information.
I know. Normally I do know all the characters, but for this, for some reason, his name escapes me.
But you see, now I need to say it. Oh, actually, wait.
I know Brenda. Brenda's sister.
No, I have it. I forgot that I actually Bobby.
Is it? Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby.
It was Bobby. Yeah, Bobby.
So, Bobby went from being Mr. Tough Guy to then kind of being freaked out to then, going back to Mr. Tough Guy, but Tough Guy to make a stupid decision to then, when you're seeing him tying up, put the stakes in and putting the fishing wire so they can set up the trap. I'm like, this is what I liked. And then Brenda, like Adam had said, he's like, dude, she's actually, I don't know what I would have done if I would have gone through that. And she's out there right now, she put the tire out, set it on fire, they're setting it up. And I'm like, because this point, she knows they might come back. And I don't want this to happen again. I just saw my dad get barbecued. My mom's got a fucking bullet in her stomach. My sister's got a hole in her head. I'm gonna have to fight back here.
And not just that, but what happened to her? She was violated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she was raped. And she knew that they were gonna come back and repeat this again. And what I loved about her character is when the accident first happens. After they put the spikes on the road and the car, they lose control of the truck and he hits the thing, and she stands there. She goes, "We're so fucked." When she said that, I in my head was going, "They're so fucked." And then and she delivers that line. I thought it was great. Yeah. It's almost one of those things that you yourself, when you're watching the movie, you think that yourself, and then to hear a character say it. But I love how it's, again, hour 47, it was used to build up having the family basically get set up. You see them now go through something and then have to rally. So I did like the family dynamic a little bit better on this one than I do on the original one. I'll say that.
Yeah, I could agree to that. I think they did a really good job with the family dynamic in this one. Again, maybe it's a little slow pace for some. I could understand people being like, it's a little slow for me in certain areas, but I think it's important because the movie, you said, is an hour and 47 minutes, right? I love how it establishes the mutant threat. Then we get introduced to the gas station, the family. We spend enough time with them to know these characters. We know everything about them. We know everything about Brenda, the type of character she is. We know everything about Bobby, how, energetic and you could tell he is so inspired by his dad, and you could just tell he just loves his father. You could just fucking tell. And of course, Lynn is the older sister, but even just the way her wardrobe is compared to Brenda, without you, because she don't look old, but who's the older sister, right?
Yeah.
She's the mom. She's the young mom. And the fact that she's more like uptight, but then she still talked about doing like weed or whatever it was, so we
Chronic.
know. Okay, yeah,
She's so
chronic, yeah. And then the mom, come on, the mom is. We grew up. I mean, I know I did. I'm speaking for myself. I grew up in a family that's religious, and my mom is the same way.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But then the dad is a super conservative, right? But you could tell he's tough, but he does it out of love for his family, and you could tell his family respects him in that sense. So to me, I think that was very important to spend that much time with them. So, but like you mentioned, when they took the major players off of the board and we're left with the scraps, like, oh my God, we're left with like the two kids, right? One is like almost a shell of herself because she was extremely violated, and she saw her mom get shot, her sister get shot in the head,
Yeah.
executed style. She saw when they stole the baby, and she's fucking completely traumatized.
And
then
and the other one ate Tweety.
yes, and she saw the bird.
As she's getting raped.
Both birds, by the way, got killed.
That's
Her,
what-
yeah, then you got her brother Bobby, who witnessed. He saw his dog Beauty just fucking gutted. He didn't see it happen, but
he should have said something.
he
That's
saw
where
the.
this
He
is
should
another.
have.
This is
If
another
he would have just went
situation.
down, yes, because they would
In
have
a
been on
horror
alert.
movie, listen, in a horror movie, listen, people. Actually, honest to God, this is why you may think we're sick for watching all these horror movies. Actually, if you're watching this, you watch horror movies, so you're not like everybody else. We watch horror movies to learn life lessons.
Yeah.
If you come upon your dog and it's been slit right through the middle, you tell all your friends, you tell who you're with, because that did not happen by another animal. Some other human being, something did that. So
And
you
not
can be,
just-
as you said, all on alert that there's something out there.
And not just that though, you got your dad and your brother-in-law are out there exposed to whatever danger there is out there. So say something, bro. Like
Yeah.
I get why he didn't want to. He didn't want to cause a
No.
panic. But still, bro. Still, come on, brother. I don't know.
Well, and
but-
I kind of thought it was fucked up that when Big Bob goes, all right, we're going to walk. So he sends Doug the other way. Big Bob knew that the gas station was the other way.
He said the young guy out there.
Yeah, let's not,
Well, he didn't like Doug, so he's
he did, but let's not say that, Mr. I got a gun. He went back to something he already
Yeah.
knew.
Mhm.
He had the gun. He could have gone the other way and say, Doug, if he wanted to be a true dick, he would have been like, Doug, why don't you walk back to the gas station that way, since you already know it, and I'm gonna go this way. But no, he went back to what he knew. But then I loved Doug finding the crater and then seeing the cars there. And it's funny because when you see the scene, like it's a huge crater from where they've been doing the nuclear testing.
Yep.
And I'm like in my head, like, all right, so I'm walking in the desert. There's like almost a perfectly sized hole here. Yeah, I gotta turn around. Either a comet or a bomb hit here. It's probably not safe to be here. And he goes walking around, checking the cars. But it's funny because it made me think of Wrong Turn, the original one, when when they put in the cars there. We just did From Dusk Till Dawn, and
Yeah,
the
I thought
final
of that
shot,
too.
what did you get? It's a fucking crater with all the cars. Like, again, you must not have watched any horror movies to know that if you walk upon a fucking crater with a bunch of random cars sitting there, it's time to turn around and not go inspect. Because, he was at the top. You did peep that, right?
Yeah.
Like and then all of a sudden he's at the bottom. So he didn't even turn around. He like, I'm going to go in this hole and I'm going to go check these cars.
I want to say, to be fair to Doug, maybe he did go in there out of curiosity for supplies, but he
Okay, I'll
is
give you that
looking
one.
for somewhere to go for help. Maybe he figured I have to cross this a crater.
He said it. The road
I gotta
ends
cross
at
the crater.
crater.
Yes, again, because maybe he had to cross the crater to figure that out. We don't know. Like me, if I go somewhere, all right, what's over there, over the crater? I need to know because my family is involved. But once he went and maybe he didn't see, oh shit, it's a dead end. Let me go back. But I mean, he did get a fishing pole out of it.
So you're saying your dumbass is gonna go walk in the crater?
I didn't even say. I know. I didn't say my dumbass would do it.
Okay,
I'm trying to tell you why Doug.
All right. Well,
did
it sounded like you were trying to defend Doug as if you would do the same thing.
Oh,
And I'm like,
Listen,
no,
brother, I wouldn't even get that far. I would have said, Big Bob, fuck you. Hell fucking no. We're going together. We're not splitting.
You know yeah, actually, the together one would have been good.
Like together. I don't understand. I get it. They probably are short on time because they want to get there before the sun goes down. But still, you don't know where you're sending this guy. This road can go on for miles and miles and miles and miles. And like you said, he knows where he's going. He sent his son-in-law to.
Dude,
I hate this guy. This guy's a Democrat.
It was almost like go that way. Hopefully the rattlesnakes, the scorpions, or some coyote gets you. So then that way, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gas station and call 911. By the way, there was no phone there?
There was. It didn't work. It was cut.
It didn't work.
Yeah, there was a payphone at the gas station.
Keep talking. I swear to
Yeah.
God, one of my lights keep coming on and on.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's all right though. There was a payphone at the gas station, but it didn't work, and there was no I don't know why this motherfucker. If you're into telecommunications and you're in that desert, brother, stop trying. There's no cell phone towers. What are you trying to connect to? Stop it. I hate movies that do that, bro.
That's what I was going to say to you. There was something I was going to bring up now that you mentioned that. Because the original one took place in 1977, or when it would have been shot, let's just say it would have been like 75, 76, right?
Yeah.
So when they were listening to the Mamas and the Papas, I was the California Dreamin' song. I'm like,
good choice of song, by the way.
I love that song. One of my favorite from
me too.
from back in the days.
Me too.
I'll bust that. No, I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, stop, because I wanted to like sing the song when we were watching it. But I was sitting there going, so wait, when this movie is taking place? Like, I know it released in 2006, but again, it's the way some of them were dressed. I had a little hard time seeing the timeline. It wasn't a smartphone,
so it was about 2005 area, give or take.
When you said the cell phone part, I'm like, oh shit, this wasn't in the 70s.
This movie released in 2006. In 2007, do you know what important event happened that will shape the world into what it is today? As far as technology, yes.
The Apple iPhone was released.
Yes. Apple iPhone came out a year later, so that's why in this movie when he's got a little Nokia, whatever the fuck he's got out there.
Hey,
I'm like, hey man, I had a Nokia. Listen, bro, I worked for AT&T. I started. You know why I say this? My first day working I got hired at Singular when I was in training. AT&T bought Singular, and now all of a sudden I'm working for AT&T. My first day, fresh out of training, left training, drove like 30 minutes to the store where I was going to be working at. And that was the very first launch day of the Apple iPhone 1.
Oh, God.
There was a line across to fucking around the corner towards Costco. I'm like, oh, my Lord, what am I getting myself into?
And I'm an Android.
I know, it's fine. Hey,
are you Apple?
I used every phone.
Wait, are you Apple?
Yes. I use Androids. I use iPhones. With the Nokia, I forgot. It's been so long.
I had a BlackBerry.
I had a No, my first phone
and a flip phone.
My first smartphone was a BlackBerry. I had the BlackBerry Pearl. That was my first one. And then I used the Nokia. I forgot what. God, Nokia had their own operating
and Motorola.
system.
I had a Motorola one.
Motorola, yes, the Razr. Everyone had one.
No, not the Razr. After I had the BlackBerry.
Oh, they had a Razr, the smartphone version.
They released a
probably.
smartphone. So I got that one.
What I'm trying to say is, working for telecommunications, I used every single operating system. The Palm Trio was the worst. I hated that fucking phone. I don't know how people love that OS. Anyway, I'm diverting. But,
I know. It's like...
but because Doug's in this field, so it does kind of connect to it. But there is no coverage whatsoever, and this motherfucker's out there trying to find a cell phone signal, bro.
Well, you're hoping you're kind of hoping at that point the satellite might be kind of going
If
over that desert area, so you
I
can
mean,
get,
I guess
you
it's
know,
worth a shot, but
I mean, it is satellite
yeah.
driven.
Hey, you never know until you try. Yeah, there you go. Joe just said that shit. You're right. You know what? You're right. I would probably be the guy that would stop trying, but for good reason, because I know there's no coverage out there. There wasn't even coverage for a fucking walkie-talkie. Come on, no two-way
Yeah, no.
radio system.
Yeah, because he said, well, because of the mountains.
Yes,
The
the
signal couldn't
mountains.
get past the mountains.
Exactly.
Well, so all right, so because at this point,
Well, let's talk about this. Hold on, we're going long, but it's okay.
well, no, because now
Let's get into the violence and the mutants and the aftermath. Go ahead.
Because now again, the big attack happens. Catherine is taken.
Yeah.
Catherine's the baby, and at this point, Doug takes, what was the name of the other dog?
Beauty and Beast.
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 You know, he goes with Beast to go and get his baby, and as a person, I have contacts on right now. As a person who wears glasses, I fucking felt his pain having a fight, especially when he lost his glasses.
I don't have contacts on.
You know, well, I mean, I
put them on again. I was like, yes. I feel him.
I feel you. Like, because I told you, and there was something we reviewed, and we talked about like something that you would need, and I said my glasses, because I keep all my old glasses, so when some kind of apocalypse happens and we don't have any more, you know, eye doctors.
Speaking of loss, we mentioned loss. You reminded me just now when Sawyer started getting headaches and he was diagnosed with not a brain tumor like he thought, but he needed glasses. And they pulled out this fucking box with all these old fucking pairs of glasses.
Yes, I mean, just I have a drawer full of old, and some of them are like the Coke bottle glasses.
Not me, but because all my glasses, whenever I switch them, is because I break them. So I can't.
But what I loved is that because they even show the shot of it, you know, like I get Brenda and Bobby's reason back there, but Doug's passion, I need my daughter, you know, I'm pretty sure for as much as he didn't like Big Bob, he liked Big Bob. You know what I mean? There are people,
of course,
like I will say, you know, my rest in peace, my father-in-law, I would say is kind of would have been like Big Bob. So I get that. And sometimes, you know, when you are of two different types, you butt heads, but you end up gaining respect for each other at some point in time, you know, and I'm sure that Doug just needed to be able to do that. But, you know, after he got his ass beat and you see him with his missing fingers, and in between the bandages, you see.
That's for you. Me too, Joe.
Yes. See, at least me and Mrs. Wilson, well, all you glasses people are not going to be prepared at the apocalypse. We're going to still be able to see. I even keep. No, it's smart. No, it's smart. It's smart.
No, that's smart. You know why? Because when that happens, it ain't considered hoarding anymore. That's considered genius. Oh. That's a good one. And that's actually a good idea. Yeah, it is.
It is. I mean, listen, for all you people who wear glasses,
I'm not shitting on that. That is a good idea.
If your glasses aren't like with tape or with string being held together, don't get rid of them. Yes, keep your new glasses, but put your old glasses away. Because if shit goes downhill, we're not going to have anybody who's going to be able to help us see. So if you end up breaking a pair, you can at least go, all right, I got another backup one here. I mean, I'd rather be sometimes the one that after like I get my ass beat, I can pull out, you know, another pair of glasses so I can see.
Do you do it for your socks too?
See, I'm not sure where he's going with that, but I will say when it comes to going to Universal, I do keep an extra pair of socks in my book bag with me.
Dude, always keep an extra pair of socks and underwear, bro.
After you've been sweating, or if you do a water ride, dude, you gotta have some dry feet.
You told me about that story before that you were at a friend's house and you sharded yourself. Ever since then, I always keep 2 pairs of underwear. So you never know, bro. It's true.
Never know. I mean, accidents end up happening.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, no, I love that Doug. You know, the Doug character, because I had also seen after I want to say the 12 Monkeys series came after this one.
Oh yeah, it did, yeah.
you know, and but it's you know
Same decade, but after this, yeah.
but it's like when you rewatch a movie because it's 20 years old now. I mean, for all you millennials and us Gen X's,
I was 26 when this came out. God damn.
Wait, I was 33.
God,
Damn.
you're an old motherfucker. Jesus
Damn.
Christ, bro. Why
But,
you look
I
so
mean,
young
for-
still, bro?
But for all you guys, because it's a pain that actually most of us feel. So this is only a 20-year-old one, and I like when we do the 20-year-old ones because you got to give them credit.
You mentioned during your review for Zombieland, P Rock says that you'd have a lot of socks in your. Oh wow,
Yes.
P Rock, good shout.
No, I
P-Rock
did.
with the callback. He remembered.
I did. And by the way,
Damn.
you know who taught me that lesson? Lieutenant Dan. From
From
in
Forrest
Forrest
Gump?
Gump. Yes. Lieutenant Dan said there is nothing more important
Gary
than
Sinise
having
over
a
here,
dry
motherfucker.
beer. Yes, that was like the most like
Oh,
I'm like shit.
Was not expecting a Lieutenant Dan reference on this slice.
But that's where that came from.
Anyway,
Um,
all right,
I know, we're jumping-
let's
but
get
yeah,
to,
so-
all right,
so-
let me
so-
just get to this part.
Well, actually,
finish what
so
you're saying,
I will
finish.
because here's one thing. I think we might have a little thing to say about this. So then you get the big culmination of Doug versus Pluto. My problem with Pluto
Before
is
that,
this.
please, before this.
Hold
though,
up. My problem with Pluto is this.
We're skipping something, but go ahead.
Pluto looks like Sloth.
Oh yeah, you know what? Ooh, God, did you?
This
just
is
ruin
my
this for me?
problem. This is my problem with the Pluto in this movie.
God, I think you just ruined this.
Is
for me.
and that's funny because I thought that this is what you were going to say when we were
See,
talking
but-
about the
but-
looks of somebody.
But is it? I see. I never caught that. Is it a? Oh, okay. Keep going. Cause
And
I
again,
gotta think
so
about it.
here's why. Because when you get some scenes,
You're right.
and
You're
if
right.
you're high,
I saw
and
it.
he
high
looks
last
all
night.
scary,
I was high as
all of
hell
a
when I
sudden,
saw it.
you get his face, and you go, "Hey, you guys!" I mean,
when he grabs Brenda, he's like.
so this
when
is
you
my
first see
only
his face, when you first see his
problem.
face.
This is my problem
Dude.
with Pluto
Ah,
in
you
this
fucked
movie.
this up for me, bro.
Is
See,
that-
I never caught that. I never put that correlation. together.
It's the most.
I
it's
can't unsee it. I
you
can't.
can't.
unsee it.
You can't. I
No,
promise you.
no.
And so that was like so.
No.
It was like I'm like you're seeing angry Pluto fighting, right? I mean
Oh,
angry
man.
sloth fighting. But I love the fight scene between the two of them.
Great fight.
It was a great fight.
Fucking Doug's the man. Bro.
I loved, when Big Brain, that's the name of the
Mhm.
mutant, who, because what he basically said was,
Yeah.
the reason this is happening to
Mhm.
you guys is because of you guys. We're not doing this because we want to do this. We're created, all this stuff happened because of what everybody else did to us. So this is happening to you because you all did this. And it's like, well, you're not supposed to feel good for the bad people. But when you think about the town folk who had been living next to the experiment site, who were not thought of, you had a mining community who lived there. So, mining people don't work just because they're mining shit just for the fucking hell of it. The miners are getting the stuff for the energy for government, so the government is testing this shit next to them who work for the government, and they're all getting fucked. So it's basically your fault that this is happening to you. And I was like, that's kind of weird to like, and I only thought about this when I saw this, because I saw this again today. I pulled a JR. And it's
You
only
waited
because
till today to watch this.
Bitch,
You know what? That's
hold
fine.
on. No, let's
You
not.
saw
No,
before,
no,
though. You saw
hold on.
before.
I did see. I've seen it a couple.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
No, I take it back. You're
But
right.
let's not, because remember, we were trying to figure out. We both own copies.
Yeah.
But I did want to see it on more streaming because the quality for
But why
sound
can't
is a little
you
better
watch it?
on DVD.
Wait, on DVD you don't get your.
I have a
surround sound?
DVD, but I have my surround sound.
Oh, you had a
But-
DVD player?
I have a DVD player.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've always had a console that played DVDs. So that's why
Oh,
I
no, I have a
separate-
console. No, I have a
forget
DVD.
that not everyone rolls like that.
No, I mean, so in here in the office,
Yes, I understand. I got you.
Okay. In the living room, I have a DVD player. It does connect to my surround sound. However, my surround sound on streaming is just much better. And I wanted,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna fucking,
course.
I want to hear everything. I want to hear
Mhm.
the nooks and crannies to everything in the movie. So I messaged you guys and said, unless you want to copy Fandango, by the way, they're not a sponsor, but Fandango at home, thank you very much, because it's actually a pretty cool like app to find. But so I ended up watching it again today. And damn it, because we kept going all around, I got lost where I was going. On
We're talking about the last thing we were
Pluto,
talking about
Pluto.
was
We were
Pluto's
at
death
Pluto.
and Big Brain and
Big
I
Brain.
hated that guy, by
Yes.
the way. Jesus Christ, I hated
But that
dude.
showed you the ultimate mutation
Awesome
almost
makeup.
of what happened to the people, or the people who've been lived, because it seems like a community is still living there, which is
Yeah.
what they hinted at.
But you know what's interesting? Going back to the gas station when Big Bob was investigating and looking around, when we saw the newspaper clippings, if you notice, most of the mutants that were in this movie, we saw them as children. Like Big Brain was there, obviously, Ruby and
And then
yeah, Pluto. So we saw them as when they were first born, like, mutations due to radiation, blah blah blah. So again, maybe that's another connection that this character, was associated with them from the very beginning. Somehow, we don't know if it's like maternal or not. They didn't explain that, but I did like that they did hint at a lot of the mutants earlier on in the film, and the
Yeah.
character of Big Brain was, oh man, what it's really, really sympathetic in a way.
Mhm.
And if I was him, I'd be
That's
like,
what I'm trying
I'll
to
be like, Doug,
say.
just put me in my misery, bro. Why
Well,
would
no,
you want to live like that?
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say is that when he explained their origin and said everything, it was almost as if it's your fault that I look like this. And it's your fault that this is going to happen to you, because it's your fault I look like this.
Yep.
Like they did this to us.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Mhm.
And then again, because and I haven't seen the sequel in a bit, and I can't quite remember if it was because of the family or if it was because of the researchers that got killed in the beginning, that they sent a military people out there to go check out what's going on. But it's like it made the mutants sympathetic, and it made you like it almost like, all right, well, they're not doing this because they're assholes. Right now this is what they're stuck with. Does the government know that they exist? And that's another thing. Like,
No, I
they're
don't
saying
think so. They would have wiped them out if they did.
but they're saying all like you see the clippings, all these disappearings, all the they referred to this area. And one of the
Joe,
clippings it said,
right,
that
yeah.
this is referred to as the Bermuda Triangle.
no
So
one investigated. Maybe every
and
agent
no one's
they sent out
because
to
the
get
government is stopping it, because
They
the
got
government
scared.
knew what they did. And so if they get people to go out there, the story is going to get out.
Yes, you're right.
So,
you're right.
if they go in there, if all of a sudden let's put it this way, if all of a sudden they bombed there, especially with the times that were in 2006, it would have been all over the news. People, why did all of a sudden the government do this detonation in New Mexico? Because it would have been for them wiping out the people, the mutants that got created because of all the radiation poisoning that happened from the testing, and the miners who lived there who were excavating for energy resources for us. It's
Well
weird
said.
how we just fucking
GR says, sequel, the military was sent lift training exercise, unaware those folks were there. So what he's
There you
saying is,
go.
yeah, so the government was not aware because they sent people there for
All right.
training. So
So,
that good show, good comment, Gio.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
well,
That
JR,
answers
since you
that
already heard
question.
that means you just. By the way, it'll be a double feature. We'll be doing. Wait, 30. Wait,
I don't know. I don't know
50th anniversary of
the Craven
the
film.
original. Yeah, so we'll do the 50th,
Mm.
50th and 20th anniversary.
So
Double
let's talk.
feature.
Let's real quick. Let's talk the mutants. So how did you? All right. So we got Pluto. He looked like fucking sloth. Not that. God damn.
You can't stop now, can
Anyway.
you?
I forgot goggles or some shit like that. There was the
Um,
one guy with the fucking no nose. The one that Beast ate. He fucking ripped him apart. That's the one that killed
you have
Beauty.
Fred, Mercury, Mars, Papa Jupiter, Pluto.
Who the fuck is? Wait, who's Mercury? Which one's that?
I don't know. It's so
Anyway,
funny,
we
but
got Big Brain. You mentioned him, and we talked about that horrible condition to be in. But I did Lizard. I did enjoy because that's the great Robert Joy. Where did we see him recently, Joe? We just covered this recently on
Yeah,
the Brains
you
and
know-
Brews episode. Come on, you know. Brains and Brews. We just covered this not too long ago, this year.
Hold on.
All right, if you're gonna think, let me just tell you.
No, no.
I can see your.
I
I can see the
know, I
gears in
know.
your brain.
It's like I'm a little buzzed right now.
All right, I'll tell you right now. Robert Joy was in Land of the Dead. He played.
Oh.
He played. Why did I forget his name? Jesus Christ.
I see you be talking Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah, there you go. I played Charlie. Jesus Christ, I blanked. I was trying to make a point. I completely blanked. Anyway, he was Charlie, and but he was in a Dark Half. He was in a lot of fucking.
He's been.
He's an actor that is always under makeup, all the
He was
time.
in Desperately Seeking Susan.
He's in a lot of movies, but a lot of his more famous roles, he's under heavy makeup. But I would say he stepped into the role of Mars. I think Mars clears him though. Mars was such a memorable character because Lizard was okay, but he was a guy that just had a fucking overly exaggerated cleft lip. But remember Mars when he said, "I would never want a blowjob from this guy."
Yeah.
The sharp ass teeth.
Those fucking teeth, man.
He was baby in there, Mars. But I don't know. What I will say, the one thing I didn't like, and I will say this now that we're talking about the family. In the original Craven film, the antagonist felt to me like a family. We actually spent time with Papa Jupiter, over a bonfire eating meat, human meat. They were eating people. So you saw Jupiter a lot. You got he killed his own dad. So you saw that. And this one, the guy kills himself, but we don't know if he's his father or not. I don't think so. Because if he was, I think they would have elaborated on
Yeah,
that.
no, like I said, I think I honestly think that this guy just basically
Like, we'll let you live
was-
if you just give us
Yeah.
people, and we'll
Yeah.
send you the
and
shit
and,
and,
and, and you
compensation, pretty much.
like listen, bro, like they showed up and go, hey, you just opened up a gas station near
Yeah.
an old testing facility. Nobody's coming around here, so you ain't gonna make any money. So
Yeah,
me
what-
and my family, we eat human
Mm.
beings. We need you to send people to us. What we'll do is once we kill them and eat them, we'll give you their wallets, we'll give you their jewelry. You can go pawn that.
the
like I said-
occasional,
that's what I
the
said.
occasional body part.
You know, yeah, the ear part, like fucking ears, man. God damn, these
At
horror
least it
movies.
wasn't teeth, Joe, or
I
eyeball.
know, or an eyeball. The eyeball would have.
But yeah, so one thing I will say though, like at least in the original, it felt to me like a family versus
Versus a
another
family. Yeah, yeah.
And this one,
Shut up.
they made them mutants. They were more aesthetically pleasing to watch. As horror fans, we love makeup. You know, we love original looking gruesome entities, right? But in this movie, it did not feel like a family. They barely ever communicated. You never saw them together. And here, Billy Drago is a character, the actor that is known within horror circles. If you're a horror fiend, you know Billy Drago. They cast him as Papa Jupiter. He was name dropped by the gas station attendant. But in here, he was maybe like not even 5 minutes of screen time.
even.
And then he wasn't even like everyone else was mutated. He was a regular guy.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Oh, what? All right, anyway, I didn't like that because the reason why the original works so much because it was a class of two families.
Yeah.
Families that were left on to fend for themselves in the
Yep.
fucking desert, in the mountains, in the hills, that they don't know any better. They're like animals, as opposed to this family, an urban family now in the country.
Well, it's not even a
the
family.
country,
It's
desert.
not a family. Well, it's not. It's not even a. Well, remember that in this one, the mutants. It's not. It's a community.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
It's not a family. It's a community.
But
it was
still-
a town. It was a town.
That's
like everybody
to me,
that.
I think they could have still did the community route, but still made the central antagonist a family, because at least now we know it's one family versus another, and that was what made the original such a classic, in my opinion.
This is still great though.
This
I
was
mean,
I love this as a remake. This is how you do a
this
remake.
This is what the strong point that Aja did not get.
Mind you, Aja was on
that
fire.
He was, but
Because-
Aja missed the family versus family
Yes.
part of it.
And what was his next remake that he did that was still great as a companion piece to the original? Right after this movie, what did he do? Piranha. He did Piranha.
Oh,
The remake. So he went from that to, I mean, this guy's the king of remakes because Piranha was
Piranha's
fucking awesome.
I fucking love Piranha.
Both original and remake, different in their own rights, but had their strengths for each. So I was like, great. But the only flaw in this movie to me, I enjoyed the ending of the original better with Doug. It ended so visceral with Doug turning into the very person he didn't want to be. Was that savage? He turned into one of these fucking he turned into one of them essentially. The way it ended, him just killing Mars, just smashing him with the fucking rocket, then it ends with him a flash freeze. And this one,
but
you get the typical. Hold on, it ended with typical Hollywood. They thought they killed Lizard. No, he's not dead. He gets up, and then he gets. I didn't like that. But
actually, and give your score, and then I'll give. What's your score on it?
For this movie's, I'm gonna give it a. I forgot we scored these.
Yeah,
I forgot we scored the retro.
Yeah, come on, man.
All right, I'm not gonna ask you yours first. I'll own up. So off the top of my head, about out of 5 stars, I would give this movie a 4. 4 out of 5. That's my rating.
All right, I'd also give it a 4.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's
it is. It was. I mean, again. Only because we did this episode did I rewatch it again. It's not on my list of movies that I.
Sorry. Before we get into that, I apologize, Joe.
That's okay.
GR chimes in. Have to remember one thing. Lots of these mining towns go abandoned once the mines are closed due to the entire community dependent on the mining jobs. That's in reference why no one went out there to fucking check it out. So the government didn't expect people to still be there. Lots of empty mining towns across the country. And one thing I will say, Joe, too, when we talked about when Doug ran into that crater, let's not forget when they did the big pan out shot, there was tons of craters throughout the entire area. So it wasn't just that one crater.
So you would have
they've been doing this for a long time. So
yeah,
that just fuels your argument even more. So that's why I brought that up.
You should have gone like, oh my God, there's a bunch of fucking holes. Let me not walk in there, because then something would have created a big hole like that.
Yeah.
It probably is gonna have radiation. Like you should automatically, if it's gonna have.
Mind you, everyone here, the surviving characters, they survived. But let's be real. There's radiation throughout this whole area. Remember Chernobyl to this day? You cannot go in there.
Chernobyl Diaries.
Yes. You can't go there. So.
And now that you mentioned that, I will say what I did like is that you had 5 survivors in this one. There was no final girl. Well, you had 2 final girls. You had a final girl and a final baby. And then you had the teenage boy and
3 dudes. 3 dudes.
3. No, 2 dudes.
No, man. You had
the
Bobby,
dog and the
Doug, and Beast.
No, I was gonna get. I know. I was gonna get. I know. Hold on. I said 5. The dog was. I mean, the Beast was gonna be there. But I like
ruled,
that.
Man. By the way,
that
Greg Nicotero played the mutant that had the, what do you call the neck apparatus when you get surgery in your neck?
The one that
the one that, remember he
got the
that was Greg Nicotero who did the effects here. So I'm sorry. I
but
just
no,
had to throw that.
I just, like I said, like rewatch it again today. It still would not fall under something I'm gonna rewatch again.
Yeah, it's not one of those movies. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And there's a reason why, because it is, Aja did his high tension thing on this. He took the gore that was missing from the original and elevated it, but he missed the mark on making it be a fan, because we talked about that. It's family versus family.
Very important.
It's not this isn't about you just walked up on our territory. It's family versus family, and it didn't get it on this one. But again, as far as remakes, because
this is how it's done.
It's an original, keeping the tone of the original and making it even better. I'm still a fan of the original one, and the original one still.
4, what's the original?
The original's a 5.
The 5.
I mean, come on. I mean, listen. The thing is, we grew up during exploitation. Wes Craven. The Hills Have Eyes and The Last House on the Left are exploitation. We know that. Come on. Here's why: you have a rape in there. It's exploitation. It's kind of like, that's where your movie, as soon as you put like that kind of a sex thing in there, this is where it falls in. So
Interesting enough, though, we had a rape, no nudity in this movie.
No.
Not that I'm clamoring for it, but just
I know, but
interesting observation that there was no nudity. So the rape scene was kind of, it was there because
I found that, not that I needed it more.
I know what you're gonna say.
The rape scene was not as bad as the rape scene was in the original one.
No, the first one felt so good. You know why? Because this movie, the one thing about it, it felt polished. It looked amazing.
That's what I was. Damn it!
The original film felt.
I wasn't done finishing with
felt
my
raw and gritty.
This is what
it felt like. 70s grindhouse.
That's where exploitation hits. Exploitation. The Last House on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. The graininess. It feels
Visceral.
like you're
It's
watching
visceral.
old
Yeah.
footage of
It feels
something
like
that
you're-
really
yes.
happened. Like somebody took their camcorder and recorded this.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one was so polished. It was
Yeah.
but
That's-
it had the, yes, it didn't take away from it, but it's where also the two movies now separate each other,
Mhm.
because you have the polished, you got basically, with the original one, you got the exploitation, the one that feels like someone popped in a VCR tape of something that them and their friends did
something
that day.
you're not supposed to watch.
You're not supposed to watch. Whereas this one, yes, it was Hollywood, but it was still done well. And I mean, Aja, he's like, his visions, the way he does things, I know that
He
people
was on fire during this time period. People
Listen,
don't understand. Like
I
will say this, Joe. I'll let you finish, but I will say one thing before we wrap it up. Good. If this movie, for example, I think, in my opinion, and you call me out if you have to, but I think if this movie, as is, was to release now, the way horror is accepted now, I think this movie would have been a bigger deal.
Oh yeah,
Quality wise.
But
remember when this came out, this is in the mid 2000s. There was horror movies like this all over the place, right? But only within the horror community, right? Now with movies that come like Long Legs, Weapons, right? What The Monkey, for example, Bring Her Back. Movies that are, oh my God, there's social media now. Social media buzz brings people to the theater. There was no social media back then.
No.
So if this movie, the way it is now, is so well made, directed, acted, shot, everything about this fucking movie, the makeup effects are extraordinary. They are so extraordinary, bro. They're so good. Minus the Pluto connection to Sloth.
You can't down. I'm sorry I ruined it for you. But
You did,
I mean,
you did. I'm not gonna
it is,
lie.
you know, but that's the only problem, because as you said, you know, in the original
This
one,
is
it was
for you,
different.
Joe. Watch What the Water left
Behind.
behind. That's for you. What's that? What is that? What's that? That's one of those movies that fuck me up type films. Reminds you of this and Texas Chainsaw Massacre combined. Cool.
All right.
You know what? Where is it? Is it streaming? Let me know. I'll check it out too.
All right. Well,
All right,
before
man,
we
go.
wrap up, I do
Yes,
have
sir.
one
Yes, sir.
little quick question for you,
Do it up, brother.
because this was a Wes Craven remake, right? We don't have to only because we're an hour and a half in. We don't want to keep you much longer. But I did. I know. So and I'll say mine first. Is there a Wes Craven movie you want to see a remake of? I want you to really open it up though, because some remakes have been done. So here's mine. I want to see Deadly Friend.
What is that? With the
Chris,
dog?
that's with Christy Swanson. Christy
The
Swanson.
dog, right?
No.
The
Christy
robot. Is it
Swanson,
an
the
android?
robot.
What is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. They put the chip in her, and that's the one she throws the basketball at the lady from Throw Mama from the Train and blows up her face. But here's the thing, because everybody I don't want to see a Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's been done, and it was a failure. I never seen it and refused to watch.
Actually, the remake isn't bad.
I'm sorry. You don't make Freddy and make him look like that, bro.
Well, what they wanted to make you
Robot Babe. There you go. Beb?
Robot
Babe?
BB.
Oh,
it's BB.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. BB.
But no, I would because, and what I did like about this though is that like I said in the beginning, Wes Craven saw that they had released Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and what was the first one? I'm a little buzzed
Last
right
House
now.
on the Left.
Last House on the Left, and he saw that people really liked it. But I like that he goes, I'm not gonna remake my own film. I want somebody else.
What's the point? Yeah, why?
That's what I say.
Directors when they do that shit, by the way. That's
I mean, is there one that you can think of?
All right. Yes, there is. Now it's not. You're gonna know where I'm going with this. It's not an original Wes Craven property, but he did direct it. And if they're gonna remake a Wes Craven film that I think deserves a remake or a brand new vision of, it's fucking Swamp Thing.
I was gonna pick that one. Oh my god! You know what's funny? I was gonna pick that one, but because
Swamp Thing. If you read Alan Moore's run,
the
fact that this Swamp Thing has not been done since Craven,
Hold
and
on.
mind you, I love the Craven film because
Wait.
it's so cheesy.
What's the company for Swamp Thing?
Vertigo.
Well,
DC Vertigo. DC. Oh, come on. Yeah.
No, because I really was gonna you don't understand. I had on my notes. I was going back and forth between Swamp Thing and Deadly Friend. I'm not even fucking. But then I was like, I'm gonna ask this question,
Dude, yeah.
and I know dude. We've been doing this for so long.
Swamp Thing
that Swamp Thing is
now is so good, but what holds it back is the budget. Back then, no one wanted to put any money into that fucking movie. The only thing is we won't get Adrienne Barbeau. That's the only downfall. But whatever, it's okay. I still love her.
All right, so before you take us home, next week, Grace is back.
Yeah, let's go.
Make sure to go check out.
Hell yeah, son.
Ricky and I had discussed a series, and we completed already, where we talked about characters who fuck shit up. And Grace was with both of us on there. And Grace is back for Ready or Not 2. Here we come.
And Catherine Newton,
Catherine Newton's in there.
One of my new favorites.
Elijah Wood, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Great
I
cast.
mean, it's a great cast that's coming. It's one of the ones that I've been looking forward to.
How entertaining was Ready or Not though?
It was so, dude.
I'm glad we did it for Kick-Ass Horror. I've never seen it before that. And, oh my god, I'm not a fan of comedy horror. Yes, it's not my. If it's done well, Shaun of the Dead. Hello, this was done immaculate. It's never boring. It's got great characters, and it's one gag after the other. I can't wait for this movie.
Now, I will.
I
know that you probably didn't see the trailer.
No, I don't watch trailers.
Hold on. I will say it started coming on before I realized, and then I left. I will say this: the way they connect them, I'm gonna be happy with, and you're gonna be happy with also.
Cool. Doesn't it take place
because
right
you and I
after
you
the end?
Yes,
Yeah,
you and I we just talked about this.
We just
So
talked
how
about
do you do a sequel without making it go cheesy? And when they started as soon as they said, I started hearing it, I go fuck, and I started leaving and then the second trailer released when I went to go see Undertone, and I'm like, I'm leaving, and I left because I did not want to see any more of it. So yeah, so next week
you gotta sit out and have Adam text you, "Hey man, trailers are over, come back." That's what I do.
we've been pretty good at getting there, like at the last trailer and right when the Regal Cinema is like the movie's about to start. But yeah, so that's what we're doing next week. So make sure to join us. Ricky, by the way, guys, we just the movie theater, it has to get a revamp every once in a while. And we were not ready to release this one, but Frankenhooker coming?
Frankenhooker will be dropping this Sunday.
So we apologize for the delay.
The season finale. This is it. This is it. The finale of Horror Fiend Drive-In Theater. We're gonna end it with Frankenhooker Beer Brothers, a Beer Brothers special for this one.
So make sure to check out for that. Ricky and I will be back. I mean,
8 o'clock Sunday. 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. Frankenhooker will be on the channel.
Obviously, we'll be back next week for Ready or Not,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna do. I think. What did I say? Was it The Wailing?
The Wailing, yeah.
The
Listen,
Wailing.
I will say this though. Joe picked our schedule for Brains and Brews. I keep saying this. We're gonna go a little different this season. We're not just gonna do zombie films, but anything that has zombie type rules.
That's
whether it's infection or epidemic or anything of the sorts, just to broaden our horizons a bit. We're gonna add it. So before you say The Wailing, that's not a zombie movie. Just hold on, give us.
And that's again. This season, I did a search zombie movies,
If
and
it's not, it's all Joe's fault.
It is. It's my fault, and I'll say I did zombie movies, and all these movies came up.
This motherfucker put Maniac Cop on his schedule.
But he's a zombie though. He came back to life. I mean, but you know.
Joe goes, but he was dead, right? Yeah, he got killed, but he came back to life, right? Yeah, he did. He's a zombie. All right, I can't argue with that.
You can't. I mean, again, it's
fun.
This new season, you know. The thing is, some of the stuff that me and Ricky try to do is that we don't want to just keep picking the same things.
Yeah, been there, done that.
So honestly, because if you've been there, done that, even if you watch us talk about the movie, you're gonna see that we're just talking about it. But if we see something we never saw before, there's a whole different energy on it. So yes, the Brains and Brews season. By the way, JR, that's to you too. I know that finding out that Jerusalem is different, but it's also it's also fucked up that
we know that.
Hold on, it's also fucked up that when you see the poster and they go Jerusalem, the Z is like a capital, you know, Z for zombie.
Well, I knew that. Well, it's funny because when you put it on the schedule, I'm like, Joe, Jerusalem is not a zombie film, but I seen it and it has those elements, and I'll be honest, I wanted you to watch it, so all right. Put it on the schedule. Let's do it.
So yeah, so we'll be doing The Wailing. So make sure to check out, and it's gonna be the season finale. After that, of movies that fucked me up, The Elephant Man.
Wait, season finale? You
Yeah.
got a couple more films left on that. I did your trailer, bro. I don't know what movies you got in there.
No. It is the season finale.
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just drunk. Let's go, brother. Take us home,
But
brother.
it'll be the season finale. And with that, I'll explain to you as Ricky.
Wait, is it really the last one? God.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I'll explain to you when I do that one why The Elephant Man is a horror. But with that, Ricky, pa la casa.
With that being said, stay good, stay healthy. Thanks for watching. But most of all, stay scared.